Have you ever sat at a dinner table where one sentence changed your entire life? I have. The strange part is that I wasn't afraid of strangers or enemies. I was afraid of my own sister. My name is Emma, and growing up, everyone thought my older sister Claire was my biggest supporter. She smiled in every family photo, hugged me at birthdays, and always called me her little sister. But behind those smiles, there was something much darker, something I refused to see for years. By the time I got engaged to Daniel, I believed life was finally giving me a fresh start. Daniel was kind, patient, and honest. He never played games with my feelings. After years of feeling like I had to compete for love and attention, I finally felt safe. My parents invited everyone to a family dinner to celebrate our engagement. It was supposed to be a joyful evening. The table was filled with candles, homemade food, and laughter. Daniel sat beside me, gently holding my hand beneath the table whenever I looked nervous. For the first hour, everything felt perfect. Then Claire slowly placed her wine glass down. "I've been keeping quiet," she said, looking around the room, "but everyone deserves to know the truth." The room instantly fell silent. I frowned. "Claire, what are you talking about?" She looked directly into my eyes. "Emma has been hiding another man." I felt my stomach drop. "What?" She leaned back with complete confidence. "I didn't want to ruin your engagement," she continued, "but Daniel deserves better than someone living a double life." My mother's face turned pale. My father looked confused. Daniel didn't say a single word. Claire reached into her purse and pulled out several printed screenshots. "I found these messages," she announced. "Late-night conversations, secret meetings. She thought nobody would find out." She slid the papers across the table. Everyone stared at me. The screenshots looked real. My name was there. The messages sounded convincing. For one terrifying moment, even I questioned my own reality. I couldn't breathe. "I don't know what those are," I whispered. Claire laughed softly. "Still lying?" Tears filled my eyes as every person at that table waited for my explanation. I looked toward Daniel, terrified that I had already lost him. But instead of accusing me, he calmly reached inside his jacket. And that's when everything changed. He placed one photograph on the table. No one spoke, not even Claire, because that single picture carried a truth none of us expected. And within seconds, the person being exposed wasn't me. Daniel slowly pushed the photograph toward my parents. "I've been waiting for the right moment," he said quietly. Claire's confident smile disappeared. The photograph showed Claire sitting inside a small cafe with a man I had never seen before. At first, it didn't seem unusual. Then Daniel flipped it over. On the back was a printed date. The exact same day Claire claimed she had supposedly discovered my secret relationship. "There are more," Daniel said. He opened a small envelope and placed several more photographs across the table. Each one showed Claire meeting the same man. Sometimes they were exchanging envelopes, sometimes laptops, sometimes printed papers. My father looked confused. "What does this prove?" Daniel took a deep breath. "It proves Claire hired someone." Claire suddenly stood. "That's ridiculous." Daniel remained calm. "The man works in digital editing." Nobody moved. "He creates fake screenshots and fake conversations." I stared at my sister in complete disbelief. Claire shook her head. "You're making this up." Daniel looked directly at her. "Really?" Then he placed one final document on the table. It was an invoice. The editing service, Claire's full name, the payment amount, the project description. My mother covered her mouth. My father's hands started shaking. I couldn't even process what I was seeing. The sister I had trusted had actually paid someone to destroy my engagement. Finally, I found my voice. "Why?" Claire avoided looking at me. Daniel answered instead. "Because she didn't want you to have the life she couldn't build herself." The silence became unbearable. Then Claire exploded. "Everything always goes to Emma." She pointed directly at me. "The good grades, the attention, the perfect fiancé, the happy future. I was always second." Her words felt like tiny pieces of glass. For years I had admired her. I celebrated every promotion she received. I helped her through breakups. I defended her whenever anyone criticized her. Yet all that time, she had been quietly collecting resentment. "I only wanted one thing," she admitted. "I wanted Daniel to leave you." I looked at Daniel. He squeezed my hand. "I never believed those messages." Claire stared at him. "You knew?" He nodded. "The screenshots had tiny editing mistakes. So I hired someone to investigate before saying anything." That sentence broke me. Not because of the investigation, but because someone believed me before asking me to defend myself. For the first time that night, I cried. Not from shame, but from relief. The dinner ended without dessert. Nobody felt like eating anymore. Claire tried apologizing once she realized no one believed her story. But apologies spoken only after being exposed rarely heal the damage already done. My parents asked her to leave. She walked out without another word. The silence she left behind felt heavier than all the accusations she had spoken. Over the next few weeks, the truth spread through our extended family. Every relative who had quietly questioned my character eventually learned what had really happened. Nobody celebrated Claire's downfall. They simply stopped trusting her. And sometimes, losing trust is a far greater consequence than facing public embarrassment. As for Daniel and me, we postponed our wedding for 1 month. Not because our relationship was damaged, but because we wanted our special day to begin without carrying the weight of that painful evening. When our wedding finally arrived, it was peaceful. There were no secrets, no accusations, only people who genuinely wanted to see us happy. Claire wasn't invited. That decision wasn't made out of revenge. It was made to protect our peace. Months later, I received a handwritten letter from her. She admitted that jealousy had slowly taken over her life. Watching me become happy made her believe she was losing. Instead of building her own future, she tried to destroy mine. I never replied. Forgiveness doesn't always require another conversation. Sometimes forgiveness simply means refusing to carry the anger forever. I let go. But I also learned where healthy boundaries belong. Today, when I think about that dinner, I no longer remember the accusations first. I remember one photograph, one quiet moment, one man who trusted me enough to search for the truth before judging me. That single decision saved not only our engagement, but also my faith that honesty still matters. Life has taught me something I will never forget. The people who truly love you won't rush to believe the worst about you. They'll search for the truth. Because real love isn't built on suspicion, it's built on trust. And sometimes, one photograph is all it takes to expose a lie that words could never hide.